The train came every night now. Not by schedule, not on tracks, just when he willed it. Daniel no longer slept. Not really. He would close his eyes sometimes, but when he opened them again, hours had passed. Or days. Or more. Time had stopped making sense. He wore the same clothes every night. A long tattered coat, a faded shirt, scuffed shoes. Though no one ever remembered seeing him in them, they looked past him, through him. His face had grown thinner, his eyes darker, and his voice, it was barely more than a whisper now, but somehow, people still listened. They always did. He only ever said one thing. "You're lost, aren't you? Here, take this." They would reach for it, without hesitation. The box. Old, wooden, humming with something. Wrong. Every time they touched it, something inside them changed. Their eyes dilated, their breath stuttered, and Daniel would simply step back. Because that's when the train would come. No sound of wheels, no light down the tunnel, just a sudden presence. A train that shouldn't exist, pulling into a platform that no longer showed on any map. The doors hissed open, always too slowly, and the person would step in, never once looking back, never once asking where they were going. And Daniel would disappear before the doors closed. But something had begun to change. The longer he remained, the less he felt like himself. He forgot his full name, then his middle name, then Sarah's. He could no longer remember the sound of her voice. Only the box, only the train, only the hunger. His reflection began to warp, in puddles, in dark windows, in strangers' eyes. Sometimes he'd blink and see two of himself, one blinking back, the other smiling wide with a mouth that wasn't his. One night, while washing his hands in a public restroom, he looked up, and nothing looked back. No eyes, no mouth, just smooth, pale skin, a blank canvas where his face used to be. He touched his cheeks. There were still features, but the mirror knew better, and so did he. He stopped going home, or maybe there was no home anymore. The coat he wore always felt older than him. Its pockets were lined with dust and worn tickets from decades ago. Some bore names he vaguely remembered. Others were his own. He stopped feeling cold, stopped feeling heat, stopped feeling human. But he ached. Not in his bones or his skin, but deep behind his ribs, a hollow, pulsing throb that never left, as if something ancient had made a nest there, something waiting to be fed. By then, people had stopped noticing him completely. He could sit on a packed train directly across from someone, and they'd never look up. Unless it was time, unless they were meant to. That's when they'd finally see his face. That's when the illusion slipped. That's when their fate was sealed. One evening, as he passed by a black window on an old subway car, he caught a glimpse of himself. But it wasn't him. It was a mask. A pale, featureless face with two hollow sockets where eyes should be. The same one the man in the trench coat had worn long ago. The one who'd first handed him the box. Daniel tried to scream, but there was no mouth to scream with. Only a whisper that echoed from nowhere and everywhere. Bring someone else, or take their place. A woman sits alone on a bench. Rain falls around her in slow, heavy drops. She looks tired, lost, just like he once was. A figure in a dark coat approaches from behind. "Cold night," he says softly. "Here, this might help." He offers her the box. She hesitates, only for a moment, then smiles politely and takes it. The screen cuts to black. Only one sound remains, a train horn, echoing, distant, coming closer.